Eternal family. Onwards and upwards with the case of Harold Fish. Now, I said that this type of person was familiar to me, having been raised LDS, but I do want to add that I didn't recognize this sort of personality in anybody close to me. And I'm not alleging that Harold Fish had any sort of particular personality disorder. I am just repeating what was presented at trial, like testimony from hikers who described Fish as having a hair-trigger temper and a tendency to go off on other hikers. One couple said that a couple of months before the shooting, Fish came across them while their dog was off leash. They said that he didn't just ask them to leash their dog, he was enraged, screaming at them with disproportionate aggression. Other witnesses took the stand, and they said that Fish was belligerent, threatening, that he behaved like a self-appointed trial warden. His tone was righteous and judgmental, and he stood in a physically imposing way while he was lecturing others. In fact, it seemed to the other hikers that Fish had this compulsion to correct their wrongdoings and escalate things over minor infractions. The state presented expert testimony that Fish was preoccupied with order, perfectionism, and interpersonal control. They argued that those traits made him intolerant of rule-breaking. He viewed the world in rigid black and white terms. So when he saw a homeless vet with PTSD, in his mind, that was a problem to be corrected rather than a threat to be avoided. So I'm sitting there listening to my stories and I hear self-righteous, strict, strong sense of morality, vindictive. If people didn't do what Harold Fish wanted, they would be punished, narcissistic. My spidey senses are tingling. Quick Google later, Harold Fish, Arizona, and sure enough, Harold's 2012 obituary says that he was a faithful church member. That's my dog being noisy. And his 7 children were named Porter, Hiram, Brigham, Heber, Parley, Ellen, and Marion. So sometimes it just really helps to know the culture from the inside.